fine. As long as you get the win. Honestly, letting your teammate ace is just for vanity's sake. But if you're on the main stage for the state championships, by all means, solidify, confirm the elimination, get the win. But at the same time, I just wanted to see an ace.
I was going to say, theoretically, the trophy is better, the belt is better. But again, my clips. What about my clips? I need my clips, especially on a big stage like that. Hey, I got an ace in Six Flags. Doesn't that sound so cool? Guess what? There's still plenty of time. Again, even if they make it through this one, we still have another set of action to come on in with Valorant. Unlike the last game, unable to get a lot of these eliminations through the wall. In fact, a lot of trades. Only one person left, and that's Ritzy. Honestly, if there were any other person that was left, I would say this was a bad spot, but Ritzy has clutched it up before.
I mean, this is going to be tough no matter which way you cut it. Doesn't matter who is on the pitch right now. I mean, you're going up 1v3 at this particular moment, and right now you can see they're being a little bit of a ratty Cathy, and I don't blame them. They got to stay under the radar so that way they don't get picked out, and they are on the B side. So worst case scenario, they can at least get spike money just for getting the plant down.
Denzel Washington said it best. I'm leaving here with something, right? And if you get that spike plan, at least you get a little bit of an economy going your way. You're already in a disadvantage point, so might as well go for broke instead of leaving broke.
Well, now you can hear a pin drop. It is so silent here on Lotus. Once again, Ritzy trying to be a little sneaky, but they're running out of time. They're shift walking around. They got just about 30 seconds left to try and plant the spike. As you can see, they're going to take the back way here to try and make their way back to C. All the while, you do have Cass all on the A side right now, so this should be a free plant.
You have to be a brave little toaster, especially when you're walking through this road alone, right? Especially
I'm a brave toaster.
Oh, you're a brave toaster. You know what? You're a brave little toaster. I love the cap. And guess what? Ritzy is too, going ahead and getting that spy plant just in time. But now the rest of the team converges onto them. So we'll see how they approach it. It looks like they're just giving it up, or at least maybe giving the illusion of them. Maybe get a pick out the way. Maybe if you can.
I mean, not only that, but you have to keep in mind that Ritzy still has the Nightfall available. So if they manage to make this happen, I mean, it's going to have to come off the back of the Nightfall. The question is, do you want to invest it right now? And it doesn't matter because Bongo is able to pick them out and get the elim and the defuse. That is going to be a much-needed win going the way of Cast.
But honestly, not a bad job. They knew that situation. They knew it was going to be hard. And guess what? They're still able to get that spike plant bonus. So you're leaving away. You're walking away with something. It may not be like, I don't know, at a carnival ride where you get like the big bear and the basketball. You don't get that, but at least you get like a little keychain. You know what? That's pretty good. I like keychains. Right?
I mean, Ritzy's going to get 300 credits, so again, that's extra monies.
Yeah, that's basically like, a little keychain. Not a big prize, but a little something.
We like monies.
Any monies is good monies, okay?
Exactly.
Give me all of the monies if you can, or at least $1, for me personally. As you see right here, full buy on the side of Cass. They got all of their Vandals, they got all of the shields, and it's looking like a Vandal matchup on the other side as well, along with these shields. As you're seeing the dimensional drift, trying to see who is where and how everything is working on out, and they're already starting to eliminate, getting Sky right there at the back.
And you see, this was a great use of their ultimates there. They were able to use the Nightfall just to get themselves onto site, and then the Dimensional Drift just to find a cheeky pick there with the Judge, having a little fun with the Judge. And now they pick it back up, and out comes the Viper's Pit. This should be no problem for Hebron. I mean, they invested 3 ultimates so far. There's no reason they can't confirm this win.
And it's hard to converge on the stink cloud, right? Cypher trying to make sure.
Cloud.
It's a stink cloud, okay? It reminds me of those old school games, or old school like The Simpsons where they plant the stink bomb, right? Cypher's still trying to do the cage through it, but guess what? You're not gonna get through with Minty or Exit. Great job holding it down. All those ults paid off in a victory.
Yeah, that it did. I mean, they are looking really phenomenal right now. And again, I love seeing the Judge come out to play. Coming in on the Yoro, on the Dimensional Drift, such a good call, such a great play, so that way they can force their way onto site. And then immediately when they come out of the Dimensional Drift, if you're close range with the Judge, that's an automatic one hit.
Hey man, I won't judge if you play real well with that weapon, and guess what? They are. On the other side, Exit now feeling themselves, deep pockets are afoot. You know, sometimes when Hebron has deep pockets, they, splurge a little and get some of the heavy equipment. Let's see what they do with all that money in the bank. As you're seeing right now, Minty throwing it on out, trying to see if they can teleport into something, backing on up. Mana Storm out.
And here we go. The plant is getting ready to go down onto the C site, and now the time is on. I'm really surprised that they left C completely open, but look at this lurking turkey in the back. Look at the Cypher trying to make their way all the way around and go for a big flank. Meanwhile, Minty and Ritzy, and now Exit able to get back-to-back eliminations and secure the round win. And now Hebron Varsity are on match point.
I don't know if you guys can hear this crowd, but they are litty and they are feeling themselves right. And honestly, it makes sense because that's such a cheeky play. You know what? They tried to catch him slipping, but they weren't caught slipping right there. Tried to say, hey, you can get this free C all you want, and tried to say, let's come back around. But guess what? They were not caught. They looked behind. They were able to go through that wall and get it done. So great job by Hebron. Now, Cast, you have to say, what are we playing for? Can we clutch it up? I'm not sure, but maybe we can get a good old strategy on to figure out a little bit more into the mind of Hebron, get something going. At least the spy carrier was killed, so that's something that's great.
Yep, and right now, that is a big limb just to start things off by getting the pick for Cast, as now they get ready to find another high plex, able to get the elimination onto Minty, and Cast looks like they're setting themselves up for a much-needed win, but Mania able to find the head click onto Bongle, and all of a sudden it is a 3v4. The ult economy, though, still favoring Cast. They have the Neuro Theft, they have the Omen Teleport, and they should be able to come out on top. As you can see, here comes the Omen Teleport. They should be able to snag the spike, and now they're headed to A.
And now they are headed to A. I was wondering, you're rotating. Where's the spike? The teleport coming on through, rotating on around, but they might be on to something as they run into the hands of a Boppo, waiting for them. They knew exactly that they were coming, and guess what? They sniffed them out.
You know what I loved is that the Omen even pre-fried the tree, and they knew, and like they were there,
yeah.
but the shots just didn't hit.
No.
So it's like the instincts were right, but the aim was wrong. And now Pride getting a massive 2K, trying to stay alive, nearly got a third. That was a headshot, that was a dink, and you gotta feel bad because the shot was true, but the damage was not.
Instinct was right. The shot was not, right?
Exactly.
Unfortunately, you saw that in real time. Fried, able to get a 2-piece, not making it to a 3. Couldn't turn that thing on around on the other side, of course, too. The same thing happened to the reverse team on the opposite. So, guess what? We're going into one more game. Can Cast turn this around? Comeback season? I don't know. Everywhere. Every comeback starts somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. And now they have a little bit more of a respectable buy. Granted that they're still short with a Bulldog, but we've already seen Ritzy with the Bulldog, and they were very capable. So there's no reason that Cass can't do the same thing. And now they have a Blade Storm activated, and they still have 2 other ultimates at the ready. No, actually 3. They have 3 other ultimates for the side of Cass. So again, they are winning the ult economy right now, so they very well can pick up this win.
Let's see if they do right now. Strong defenses all around C, making sure that they don't do that. Go ahead and extend this game on out. Mania just keeping firm, seeing if maybe they can do something. Who knows? Look at that. Gustav going ahead and getting fried. Great job on here, teleporting on in onto B.
Yeah, the early pick is so advantageous. That's why in the beginning you hear a lot of the agents with the voice line play for picks, and it's for that exact reason. Now Minty being able to pop the dimensional drift, trying to get a little bit of intel. They do. They call out the teleportation, and now they have full control of the B site.
Full control and insight. They know exactly where their opponents are, and they know as soon as they peek around the corner, they're going to see something. There comes the showstopper! Using that and using it quite well, and guess what? Flawless victory. Not quite in the health department, but in the victory department. No agents lost. Like I said, comebacks. They start somewhere. That's 2.
Oh, absolutely. And again, that was a big round. Being able to utilize those ultimates, again, we have seen so many matches where the ults just kind of get pocketed for the entire match, but now we're seeing teams that are actually calling them out, they're calling them quickly, and they're being able to get wins with them. That's what we love to see. And again, that use of the showstopper from Hyplex is the reason they're the top frag. They are literally executing near flawlessly here on Lotus.
Flawlessly executing?
Nearly.
Flawless victories, though, that are happening. So, hey, you know what? Even though they're not all the way down, of course they're all the way down in terms of the score, they're able to string along some victories, and guess what? Hebron, they've been pushed. This is honestly the first time we've seen Hebron in this, but look at this. Fades all coming on in. What are they going to do with it? As you see right here, they're blinded, they're deafened. What are they going to do with it? Minty, seeing if they have inside through the smoke, and they decide to go ahead and back on up.
Yeah, I don't blame them there either. I mean, they were already down. Now they're already down a player because they got traded out in the pick, and the trade wasn't even for a full elimination. They were able to get a little damage onto the Yoru, and now you can see the spike is heading straight over towards A, and now you have Boppo, who is going to be towards the side, and they get one blind fire as well as an elimination on Ritzy. That was a big play from Boppo.
Great play by Boppo. 3 for 3 right now. Again, match point right now for Hebron. All they need to do is secure one. But Cash been doing a great job. Bongo as Sky going ahead and taking out Isik. They need to work fast here as that clock continues to click on.
And Mania now from Tree, able to find one hit click, and they get another Mania! Able to end the round with a 3K and get the dub on map number 1.
All Hebron needed was one, and although it didn't come immediately, eventually they were able to secure the victory. And honestly, Cass did a great job. Again, really the worst condition we've seen Hebron back against the wall, though they were able to close it on up in great faction, getting behind the opponents. But one thing I love about Hebron, you're seeing their intel create a lot of these moments, just great utilities and great use of them to see where exactly people are. You're seeing things like Minty's dimensional drift. You're seeing great paranoia throws right there by Mania, blinding all the competition. Ritzy, alongside of that fade, really making sure that you're getting vision on your opponents. They've done it time and time again. Once they get that insight, they're not going to miss these shots. So Cap, that's something you're going to want to avoid, but how do you do it the way that Hebron is playing?
I mean, that is a great question. You know what? That's going to be up to Cass to decide. Luckily, I don't have to be under that pressure because I'm on this desk instead of that one.
It's a great time to be, honestly, going against Hebron, hey, man, that's a lot of stress for me, dude. It's already been a long day. I can't believe that at the end of the day, I have to go against a team like that. Dang, you live like this? Ooh-wee, that's a lot for me. That's a lot for Elmo.
Yeah, and with that being said, Hebron did come out and get a great win, but one thing I got to give the cast is that I got to give my props to Hyplex. Hyplex was the top frag in that match. No matter what side you were on, it doesn't matter because Hyplex had the most eliminations. They had 23. The closest to them were 20, and they deserve their kudos because they put in work. Again, Ray's on Lotus does, in fact, go burr. But again, with that being said, I also want to give my props to the Omen and to the Yoru from Hebron because not only were they able to put up eliminations, but keep your eye on that assist count. You're looking at 15 and 13 assists, if not more, from those two players, and that is really what led to the victory because it wasn't all down to one player getting 30 elims, dropping a 30 bomb. It was literally the combination of the top frag and then all the assists that were raining in from Yoru and Omen.
And you know what, too? Viper had that killer play in the beginning. Really,
Viper was the top frag from Hebron.
The top frag because they went ahead and put out that wall, got that 4-piece, almost got that ace, but guess what? Couldn't get it done. The KJ ended up closing it on out. But again, it's the people behind the scenes that honestly are there to just get the inside, honestly there to blind. It's that teamwork that's making the dream work. It's been cohesiveness that's really caused a lot of these winners that we've seen here today on main stage. So it's not only just the frags, it's also the assists, and it's also the blind assist as well, the hockey assist I'd call it, through these utilities that make sure that you're setting up these moments for your teammates to shine.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Again, it was just a great first game to start things out on Lotus. Now I'm interested to see where we are going next. I mean, if this is anything like any of the other, competitive Valorant matches that I've seen, then instinctively, it would automatically go to Ascent. That's exactly where you go to round 2. However, we did get to see Icebox a little bit earlier. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if we go to Icebox. But for now, let's go back to Lotus and see some of the plays that made that match great.
Oh, absolutely. There were highlights and highlights. Minty, you know what? That's something that I would love to see, a match where Mania or Minty can go ahead and get some of those snipers afoot. Really, those are the highlight plays that I love to see from Hebron. But who needs a sniper when you have Rissy, the assault rifle, coming through again? That 3-piece that they got going behind the offense, nice to see. But Hypex will not be denied. Great job right there, getting a 3-piece of their own. It took a little while for Cass to get some momentum. Eventually, they picked it up, and they're hoping that they take that to this next round because honestly, it started a little shaky, but finished off strong.
And you see, this is why it's important to know the picks and bans, because if we knew who actually picked to play on Lotus, or if it was just agreed upon internally, but regardless, let's say, for example, that this was Hebron's pick, then you naturally think, well, they're supposed to win here. Yeah. Now Cass has another opportunity because we get to play on their pick. But because we don't know, we're kind of left in the dark here. So for all we know, going into the next map, that could be Cass' pick, and that's where they can dominate.
I'm putting money on the fact that this isn't Hebron's pick, all right? Because Hebron loves to get it high up in the sky, the long-range shots. Again, they are real shooters, so they know to aim down their sights. We're used to seeing up plays from both Hebron's, player in Mania and also in the player of Minty. So we're not seeing that here. We're seeing a little bit of split action, and my God, Cap, you are hyped right now.
I don't even think hype is the right word. I am flabbergasted. Because why would you go to Split right now? This is about to be chaos. Don't get me wrong, I love Split. I really love Split. And again, when it came back into the rotation, you saw a lot of teams have certain advantages because they didn't stop playing on it. They kept playing on it. And honestly, to be good at Split, I think you have to be very niche because again, this is where you can kind of get a little nutty with the compositions, especially if you have the Yoru. I'm going to be looking at Minty. I hope they bring Yoru back on Split because that is going to go absolutely nuts. And be prepared to see a good amount, I want to say some Spectres and some Judges. We literally saw a Split match yesterday that was won simply using just Spectres.
And honestly, too, we saw Minty kind of eat, also Ripty, too, eat with those Spectres, so that's something that I'd love to see. The Yoru did a great job of just baiting out and really using their utilities, really for insight, right? The dimensional drift, and we also saw the decoys going out as well. The blinds also as well. So it makes sense why you would see this as we go on to this next matchup. We are splitting this thing on up. Will this be the last match of this 2024 Undisputed Tech Staff State Championship? Well, let's find out.
And once again, I'm liking both compositions here, mostly because they both decided to bring Viper. No biases whatsoever.
None at all.
But in all honesty, though, these are some really good compositions. The only real big difference is that you got Hebron going with the double controller, which was the meta for the longevity of this last season. And then you have Cast, who is bringing in the double duelist, which again is not a bad composition. And they're bringing in double controller as well. They're forgoing the Sentinel. Hebron is the only one with the Sentinel, and they brought Cypher.
And you know what? That intel really helped them out earlier on. I imagine that's why they get it. That intel really helped them as you see Minty and Trismo exchanging. Look at that exchanges going on as they're converging onto B.
And now this is where the crossfire is really going to go down here. It is a 3v3 spike has yet to be planted. Big blind there. Not going to be enough to confirm. Minty, even after recovering from the blind, is able to get the elimination on Gustav. Now Bongo gets eliminated as well. And only Boppo remains as they too will be eliminated. And it will be Hebron to take the pistol round. And the captain over there, the coach for Hebron, has literally met their expectations.
Hey, steering that ship and steering them well. Honestly, they could walk away with 2 dubs for the day. That's 2 belts to hoist up. And something about the swagger of that coach means that, hey, they might double belt it on their waist because they're just that type of player. I don't know if they do it also on their shoulder too. I think they would go their waist just to show off, hey, man, I got 2 discount double checks in my back pocket. I'm about to show it off.
And again, like the coach from Hebron just throwing their hands up, like, what did you expect?
Yeah.
I mean, what else? What else is my team gonna do besides get dubs?
All they do is get dubs, honestly, but Cass has really made it difficult for them. Fried said there's no difficulty here using that wall as a shield coming on in from high up in the rafters, but a flawless victory right here from Braun.
And again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. That's to be expected. You win pistols, you win next.
Yes.
And now we get to the nitty gritty. Now this is going to be Cass's buy-up phase. So yes, by all means, cheer on Hebron, let's go. But they had the buy-up. They had the advantage. You're supposed to win those. Y'all can give them extra credit. I'll be the villain and say, you're supposed to win that.
Guess what? I'm cheering regardless, okay? I can't hate on wins while I'm wearing a participation trophy.
I'm not hating. I'm just spitting facts. You be the hero. I'll be the villain.
Cap, unafraid to be a villain.
I'm already bald. I'm already a villain.
This is true. If you're bald and have a beard, that ought to make you an evil villain, especially as you get older.
And I have a cat.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm Dr. Evil.
Mm-hmm. Do the pinky one time for the one time.
You need a ring to do the pinky. You gotta have the pinky ring.
Okay, at least you could say millions.
Oh, maybe I just made that up. I don't know.
Well, we'll see who will end up kissing the ring. Again, Cass has an opportunity to turn this thing on around. Mania, trying to see if they can catch them slipping. I like that. They saw that coming the whole time. Gustav was just walking around and went ahead and eliminated them, but followed them a little bit too, stalking your prey a little bit. Ray's able to get out of dodge and really clutch this by them, but the other Rays comes and tries to jump into the situation. Omen tries to hide their position, and great job making sure that they can get out of dodge.
And you know what? This is making me really nervous right now for Cass, because if Hebron takes this round, they're going to get the bonus, and they're going to get the round after. That's why it's called the bonus round. And not only that, but they're going to be picking up all these Vandals that Cast is currently dropping, and now the time is ticking against them. They have got to find a way to plant the spike, and now Minty, lurking with the Judge, has an opportunity to flank. They're going to push, and they're going to get the limb on Trismo. And now Hebron Varsity get the bonus onto Split.
The Judge handing out punishments, and the punishment will be heck for this next round. Again, our captain showing off for the crowd. Hey, it's a show, so you might as well put on.
Oh my, the pop-off has already occurred on Split, and it's only round 3. It's gonna get a little bit more hectic as we go on. Big bonus round for Hebron as they go up 3-0 on Split, and now they force an eco round onto Cast.
Hebron going ahead. Fry tried to get a cheeky shot through that smoke. Doesn't end up happening, using a wall as a shield on here to see where exactly everybody's at. You know, it was really important for Cast to get that 3rd round earlier on in the last map, but now they're in danger, right? We said we haven't seen Hebron in that position a lot in TechSF at all, right? They've been a very consistent team, especially in Valorant, and just being dominant time and time again. Zeeth, unfortunately, unable to get that. Luckily, on the other side, it doesn't look like Viper actually ended up hearing that. Zeeth getting a couple of eliminations. What will happen through this wall? Good smoke right there set up, but Zeeth able to go through the smoke, through the fire, through the flames, through whatever, and get a 3-piece on the way out.
Well, that's why it's the bonus round, because not only were they able to take that 3rd round early on, but they were also able to pick up all the Vandals that were dropped by Cast. So those are free buys. They get to save their money, and they get to play for next, and they were able to secure the next round on the eco from Cast. So right now, Hebron showing absolutely no mercy here on Split.
No mercy, and honestly, you look at the swagger of that team. Does that look like a team that knows what mercy is? The only mercy they know is in Overwatch, because they secured that victory and that dub earlier on in our contest. When they are in the driver's seat, they are full force, very aggressive, and honestly, they'll make you pay time and time again. You see them even taunting and playing with their food around these corners right now. They are food, mince meat from Minty right there. But of course, there's still plenty left to go in this one. Good.
And now Fried able to get a decent trade up on high. Ritzy also able to trade out. And now we have ourselves a 2v2. These are not bad trades being made for Cast. These are actually very pivotal as long as they're able to take the spike and they're able to get out of dodge and find a way to get onto the A site. Meanwhile, you do have that Viper, you have the Lurky Turkey, but meanwhile, Mania as well misses their shots and Hyplex barely escapes into the corner.
Hyplex barely escaping, and Hyplex really make a decision. Do I go for it right now? They're left alone on the island, not a lot of health left, only a slither, and caught between Mania. Mania is so destructive, tries to go ahead and throw that nade, ends up not gaining anything, not even on the after splash. Hyplex though, still in this thing, 30 seconds remaining. Will they get this spike plant off?
Oh yeah, they got plenty of time, and not only that, but you have Mania, who's on the complete opposite side of the map here. But what is going to matter the most is where Hyplex decides to hide out. If it was up to me, I wouldn't even be on site right now. I would wait for the audio cue to make a move, because right now all it's going to take is one stray shot to get this final elim. They are hanging on by a hair for Cast right now.
Boombot goes out, doesn't end up seeing anybody. Mania looking all around. It's a game of hide and seek. Where are you? Are you around the corner? The showstopper goes out, and they're able to get that up high in heaven. Great job right there, getting Mania out the competition.
That was an insanely clutch round coming from Hyplex, because again, they go in to the site and they get picked off by Mania, but it wasn't enough to confirm, so they have to hide in the corner. Then all of a sudden, the Viper comes from the flank. They get eliminated, but it gives enough time for Hyplex to get out of danger, and they're able to rotate back around, get the plant, and they pop the showstopper in order to confirm. Great play from Hyplex under pressure.
It was a game of cat and mouse for the last 30 seconds, right? Trying to figure out where exactly that you are, especially too, they were already have got a couple of pot shots on them. They were down to a sliver. The fact that they were still able to go ahead and plant the spike but then walk away with the dub is so crazy. To do it with the showstopper too, a little bit of flash to their game. Great job, and honestly a win that they absolutely needed in order to make sure that Hebron doesn't just start mauling them into the ground like we know they're capable of doing. That's why a timeout is active. Maybe Hebron trying to make sure that Cass doesn't turn this thing on around and makes it closer than they want.
And now you see, normally I like the timeouts to be the Boardy McBoard and Atsoka show, where, you know, I can ask you, what type of weapon do you prefer for your rifle? Do you prefer Vandal or Phantom?
I prefer the Phantom because I am not good with weapons. Too much bloom going on. You know, AKs are really good in some games, and some players are able to work on their AKs and do it well, but honestly, it's not good for me, Cap. I do like the fact, though, that you can get those body blows on the Vandal. It's more forgiving for that, but honestly, my aim, I like the things that move the least.
It's pronounced Hebron.
It's pronounced Hebron.
Hebron, yeah.
Hebron?
That's what I'm pretty sure
Hebron?
I was saying Hebron.
Hebron?
Yeah, it's pronounced Hebron.
That's what he said, Hebron, right?
No, it's pronounced Hebron.
Hebron? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with them. Messing with the crowd. I love you guys. I love the hype that you guys have too. It's pronounced Hebron.
I also got trolled in that, by the way.
Hebron.
But no, all points aside, I also agree with you to that point that I am also a Phantom over Vandal player. And it was because it was when I was commentating the NRG Neon Dream, and I saw Shopify Rebellion just absolutely pop off with the Phantom. And I was like, okay, if I want to get good, I gotta play like them.
I like how sometimes you see players make moves in games, and then you're like, oh, I wasn't getting better, noob. I need to get even more good. And so sometimes you learn certain things, little tidbits. For any good information anywhere is very good, especially in a game like this. Any advantage is a great advantage. You know, tactical shooters, you just need a little bit to make sure that you can turn a game around. And honestly, someone who's a little bit closer to comfort was Minty. They're able to come out the smoke, but only get one.
I mean, that was a great reflex coming from Gustav there, just to turn on the dime and pick up the elimination. But I don't think it's going to be enough. They only have 2 players remaining on the side of Cast, as once again, Hyplex trying to hold on here up in heaven. They're going to throw out the nade just to give themselves a little breathing room there. And the spike is still down as Trismo will now be eliminated by Mania. And now Hyplex still gets blinded by the Dizzy, and they'll be gunned down by Ritzy.
Gecko with a great blind right there. Hyplex securing one dub. Honestly, if they turned around and weren't blinded, they would have get another. Did we just see a Jordan shrug go on? Huh? Come on here, I believe that's none other than our, KD King. I believe that is, Minty. So doing a great job eating on up and continuing time and time and time again. I wish I can get as good as all these players too. Honestly, I'm learning. You learn from that professional cast. I'm learning from them how to get good because I ain't too good at this game like days.
100%. Watching this gameplay just has me thinking about uninstalling, to be honest. But no, I'm never going to uninstall. I love Valorant too much, and the skins get wins. So if I want to get better, I just got to get better skins.
You know what? As we've seen here today, swag is all you need to win. And honestly, I'm going to carry that throughout life because obviously all our winners have swag. Let's see if Hebron has the swag. Look at that, handing out some punishment with this judge.
Is it hard to believe that the judge got nerfed, actually? And you know what? I often debate this with a lot of people in Valorant, is that I definitely believe that the judge needed a nerf, because you know how you can tell if something or someone needed a nerf? When after the nerf, you don't notice it at all.
It's kind of like Kazuya that you see in Smash, right? They're so powerful, they're able to cut through. And right now, speaking of power, we got a Blade Storm in the back pocket. Even using it in a 2v4 situation. And makes sense because Cass really needs to get some momentum going on their side. But how will they utilize it here? And will they be able to at least get a spike planted? Let's find out.
Well, they're running out of time. Only 30 seconds remaining for Cass to try and get the spike planted. Although they do have the Blade Storm activated as they continue to move forward here on towards the A site. Out comes the jump pack, only with the Sheriff in hand. Does get gunned down by Exith. And now Trismo, the last player standing with the Blade Storm still activated, will be gunned down by Fried. And there you have it. That is another round win for Hebron.
You know, it's disappointing when you walk away using that Blade Storm and not being able to at least take someone down with you, right? We're already utilizing that ult and then not even getting a little bit of trades to at least kind of, cherry it up a little bit. Unfortunately for them, going out and unable to get anything with it. So excellent play, excellent initiation, I would say, by Ipex. Really tried to converge onto it, but again, with that Sheriff, and again, not getting the aim true with that Sheriff, it was going to be a hard situation to work through. But at least we're seeing that everybody got something, a full buy overall, all around, I apologize. So we'll see what they do and if they're able to turn it on around for this Cass team. Again, they really need some dubs underneath their belt.
Well, let's see if they can get them. You got Exith up on high into heaven, and out goes the Viper's Pit. A very interesting place to put it. They put it in heaven, right on top of that A site, and now they're looking to rotate. So again, I'm wondering, what was the thought about putting the Viper's Pit there? It's a little questionable, and now no one from the side of Hebron, no one's going to push that. And the spike still has yet to find its way onto a site. As you can see, slowly but surely, the Sky with the spike is checking out ropes, and it looks like they want to take it to A.
Yeah, Stink Bomb not able to do much with that and not even used to their tactical advantage as well. I know you're still laughing at the fact that the Stink Bomb. I call it the Stink Bomb affectionately.
It probably does stink, to be fair.
It looks like it does. I'm used to green fumes and just looking like it stinks. Look at that, getting that high up in the air. Ritzy coming around that corner, seeing that and getting that during the teleport. So good job by Ritzy, good odds. But Ritzy gets got from behind. Bonga coming through and getting a two-piece right there.
Yeah, and look at Balpo here. Look at the trigger discipline. Able to find one on the limb. Looking to get another, but they take a lot of damage in the crossfire. And now the spike ticking away against Hebron as they try and find their way back onto site. Meanwhile, Mania is up on high in the middle of the A site. They are literally quite the sitting duck here as they look to get the limb, but they will be gunned down by Hyplex as they get their second round win on Split.
Needed, especially with the fact that, hey, they just got the weapons. Make sure it was an even playing field. When you have an even playing field, you need to make sure that you take advantage of it and come through and get it done. So that's exactly what they needed. Hopefully they can continue to snowball this on around and change the game around. Oh,
absolutely. And right now, again, Hebron, they're still in good standing. They have so much economy. I mean, they have enough to retire on. They are not hurting whatsoever. But Cast, on the other hand, they do manage to come with a full buy. However, if they do go down this round, they're going to be forcing another eco. Echo. So again, this is another must-win round for Cast.
Absolutely has to do it back to back right now. A good start. Boppo finding Ritzy, one of the top fraggers. So honestly, a great thing to do. Get that smoke on heaven to make sure nobody is looking, and the spike has been planted.
And you see, this is why I love the double controller comp, because again, Omen, you get the cloud smokes, the positional smokes, but at the same time, I love the long wall from Viper just to wall off and pretty much just section out an entire site. And again, Viper is the greatest of all time. Meanwhile, you do have Exit, who is going to be gunned down by their doppelganger, Gustav, and now it is a 5v3 retake in the favor of Cast, as now it is only one, and Bongle will get the final elimination, and there you have it. That is going to be the third round win going into the favor of Cast.
Didn't you say they need to do it back to back? Guess what? They exactly did that, and that's great too. If they ended up going into the econ round while on the other side, Hebron vacation homes, they can buy a house. You know, they can go abroad. They can do whatever what they have with the amount of money that they had in their bank. It would look sad. Instead, they're making it even tougher on them, making it so we can even this thing on out in terms of the economy. You have to dip into your coffers. Let's see what they do with that.
And again, if they really want to try and make this comeback happen, they got to win this round, because they're going to force Hebron onto a broken bye if they manage to take this round. Bongle now going to sit behind the screen. They're going to take their time. They still have 2 ults at the ready as well, 2 ults from the side of Hebron. So again, this could be a very interesting round depending on how they decide to trade out on these ultimates.
Absolutely, as you're seeing Fried right here, utilizing that smoke. Showstopper gone, but not popped off as Fried comes on in, thanks to none other than Minty, but Minty going ahead and getting eliminated. Gustav getting some to go down. Boppo, and look at that, it's 2v2. Hebron may be in a bad spot if Cass can pull this off.
Hold on, that was very clutch. That's what I was waiting for, the Omen ult in order to snag Spike and take it away, but Boppo comes out to get one. Now we have a 1v1. Okay, now you have to make a decision here. Do you try and rotate to B, or do you try and stick it to A? Right now, Ritzy, they're going to be picking up their Dizzy back so that way they can get the blind. And look from behind, it's Gustav to get the 3K and the 4th round win for Cast.
Who needs the blind when you can just sneak up behind, as you said, right?
So clutch.
So clutch, and that's exactly what they needed. They got the back-to-back, but again, they got this round too, forcing them into that broken bye as you talked about. Now I think they can turn this around. Maybe they can get 1 game under their belt, and this can force to another game series. But again, let's not speak too soon. Hebron has been in positions like this time and time again, and guess what? They're dominant. They wear their cockiness on their sleeve for a reason, because Hebron, I know, I just like to tease them and say that it's Hebron. I'm so sorry, guys. Hebron is doing a good job and making sure that time and time again, that even if you put them down, they're not out.
Well, this was very risky. Bongle just jumping up there off the rip, not even smoked out, and they take an early amount of damage for it as well. And now you can see we're here in mid. We have not seen many mid pushes from Cast, or rather, we haven't seen many successful ones. So again, there was a lot of risk trying to make that push, because Hebron has been locking down mid lane. Hyplex, though, able to deal a little bit of damage onto that Omen, and it's so far so good. Nothing too monumental just yet.
Omen ducked out of that smoke, did not want any of that exchange. As you're seeing on here, Bongle try to go ahead and lead the pack to figure out where they're going to plant that thing and where they're going to establish race. Right now, a little bit of slow right here. You see Minty understands that something's coming, going ahead. The trap wire has been triggered, but good job getting Hyplex in that boom box, and then going upstairs and getting the Bongle as well. Ooh, an exchange. Minty finally coming down, but not without taking 2 out there.
And right there, the Cypher got distracted by the pretty Vandal. You know, they had a Bulldog in hand. That was good enough, and they were like, ooh, Vandal, and then they get gunned down for it. Now Gustav able to find one, but it's the Lurky Turkey Mania from behind the box that is able to find 2, and now it is a 1v1. Literally only seconds left on the clock, and they don't have Spike. That's GG. That's a game. They can't plant Spike in time.
Oh, we know they cannot, and they're trying to see if they can. They cannot, though. Defenders going ahead and winning it. Good job by Hebron. Again, they needed to make sure that they established themselves, especially since Cass had gotten back into the game. So if they can continue, if they can reverse this back around, stop Cass' momentum, then guess what? They secure this. They secure everything. They walk away with a shiny belt. And for that coach, I know they must feel so happy. That's 2 heavy belts to hoist up and take pictures with, man.
It's so funny because, again, the time was not on the side of Cast, and instead of choosing to try and go for the 1v1, which had the Viper from Cast won the 1v1, it would have been the win for Cast. However, Hebron decided to turn tail and run and literally run away with the dub.
Well, Mania going ahead, trying to use that showstopper. Unfortunately, doesn't get anybody with it as he uses it on out. But actually coming through Gustav, being a victim there.
And again, those were some great paint shells for Mania in order to get that first pick. I mean, you do see it from time to time, but not too often and not this late in the game. I mean, we're almost done here in the first half. As a matter of fact, this is the last round of the first half. So you'd think you would be looking out for those paint shells, as now you can see Cast, they're going to be making their way up towards the heaven side of A, and Bongo still holding on to those Seekers.
Holding on to it. Let's see what happens. As you're seeing right now, the rotation, we're kind of flirting around A. We're not figuring out, not converging on it yet right now. A Raptors being occupied by none other than our fragging situation right there. The blind doesn't end up actually getting anyone, and good job getting out of dodge right there. Surviving another day.
And there goes Minty having a little bit of fun with the judge there in heaven as they're able to find one exit with the other. Hyplex now will fall to the judge as well, and only one player remains. Trismo able to turn and get the head click onto Minty. That was a great shot, but finally they will be gunned down by Exif.
Yeah, did a good string of plays right there, but at the end unable to go ahead and get that last frag remaining. Again, it's been a very quite contentious. We're not used to seeing Hebron even in this close of a game, so honestly, great job by Cass by just doing this in general. But again, Hebron, I know, I just like to tease him, dude. I love to tease him because we have this amazing crowd that's there. I see you looking at me. It's okay, I love you too. I love you. You guys are great. I appreciate you. W crowd, dude. W crowd.
It's a crowd diff. That's what it is.
Crowd diff, honestly.
Crowd diff dub. But regardless, I mean, Hebron, they're looking at utterly phenomenal, and they're going into the second half of split with an 8-4 split, and that's still not a bad half for Cast by any means. There's been so many winnable matches with an 8-4 split. As far as I'm concerned, that is a good half.
That is a great half, especially doing this. Oh, look at this right here. Hebron had all 5 of their agents, able to get 2 clicks, but couldn't string it together right there. Eventually, Cypher does go out. Ritzy going ahead and putting on the plant onto A. Let's see what they do in response right here. It's Hypex on the other side of this toxic wall.
Well, it is going to be a 4v3 scenario as the spike continues to tick against Cast here. Hyplex looking to try and get a wall bang, looking for the blind fire, and they're going to throw out the paint shells in the corner. It's a pretty decent read, but they get blinded by the Ditzy, and they get eliminated by Ritzy, and now only one player remains. Boppo comes away with a very clutch 2-piece, but now they have to take out 2 more and get the defuse. As they look to get the shoulder click, they get it, but they get eliminated by Fried, and now Hebron go up 9-4.
And Hebron, as you know, going on into this, that's the W crowd that we're seeing. The hearts, we love the hearts again, you guys. Such good sports again while I tease you a little bit here. Not Hebron. You know what? Their greatness, LeBron, Hebron. So that was the association that I was doing right there. But honestly, as he talked about, you know, once you get one round down, you have another round that you're expected to win this thing on out. So you are seeing one share from Boppo trying to do a little bit of something, but honestly, we know what we expect this game to end with, but hey, anything can happen.
Oh, it very well could. Meanwhile, you do have Hyplex waiting up on high on top of boxes, but they get pointed out by the camera, and now they're going for the blind fire, trying to get the elimination. Luckily for Cast, Hyplex was able to get out of dodge.
Hyplex able to get out of dodge. Everybody still staying alive, you can tell where. Anyway, so staying alive, making sure, but a minute ticks away. We're gonna have to figure out where exactly we're going to plant this spike, and right now we're all over the place. We got some in mid, we got some more towards B. Let's figure out what is happening. A slow rotation is occurring, and look at this Zeeth right now trying to see if the coast is clear to converge on the site.
Well, here we go. Mania is going to force themselves on the site here with the jump pack, and they're able to get on, and now they have the upper hand here, literally with the high ground, and they're able to get the spray with the Spectre, and they find one, now they find two, and that is 4 eliminations consecutively going down onto the B side, and now the Spike goes down as well, and Trismo able to at least get 1 elimination before they themselves are eliminated.
Hey, shout out to Mania, just casually skeet shooting right there, getting that player from up out the air. What a great job. First of all, so bold to just rocket themselves on to the point, not knowing if the coast was clear. They said, hey, let's risk it for the biscuit, and they were rewarded by it, not only by getting the good advantage on high, but then getting a great clip on top of that.
Oh, absolutely. And now they are that much closer to putting themselves onto match point. I mean, still got a round or so to go, but they are getting closer and closer, and they can feel it. They can feel victory on the rise as we continue on here on Split. And like I was saying, playing on Split is so different than playing on any other map. Again, even like maps like Lotus that are 3-sided, it's different than playing on something like Ascent or even playing something on Bind, because again, you have those typical metas that are pretty much solidified. But on Split, you can really bring an essence of nuance. You can bring a little finesse and try and do some unorthodox things, and chances are you're going to get away with it, because Split is just that different. Again, there's just a completely different approach, and that's why you get some of the most fun to watch gameplay on this map.
And you said fun?
Yeah.
You said unorthodox?
Yeah.
Guess who that describes?
Who?
The people that I love to troll. It's not Hebron, it's Hebron. And guess what? All they do is win the unconventional way. They've been really racking it up. And honestly, even though Cass was in this thing a couple of games ago and it looked like they might turn this thing on around, the momentum's been slow. They don't have much in the pockets. But guess what? They got Hart. Unfortunately, Hart doesn't help Boppo there. Ended up getting fragged.
And now you can see the Spike is going to be making its way to B, but this time they have the high ground here as Gustav does get 1 elimination, but Wingman is still alive, even though Gecko has been eliminated. And now, even though Gecko is down, the little Wingman that could still gets the plan.
I think I can, right? Doing it and doing it well. And look at that, only 2 players left, but Hyplex is the one that you don't want to be left. Using that smoke, seeing if you can get someone through that. The blind fire doesn't result in much, but at least they know that Mania's around that corner. They're able to get Mania, but they're unable to last throughout the round. Hebron continuing their streak. The crowd can feel the victory. It's that much closer.
That much closer, and you can already hear the pop-off over there. I mean, they are letting everyone know that they are prepared to take these final 2 rounds, as now we get ready to head into the next. And once again, the credits, the economy, it's all single-sided right now into the favor of Hebron, as they are going to be able to come away with yet another full buy. And we're seeing a decent buy come from Cass. Not the best, but it is definitely broken.
Definitely broken. Honestly, they've been doing an okay job with a clear advantage. Mania go ahead and saying, hey, no matter what, we're still on top. Hebron getting it through the smoke right there. Mania trying to get it to Boombot, goes out. Doesn't get anybody quite yet. Mania trying to see what they can do as they converge onto A. Out of charges.
Yeah, they're going to go full sin on the A here, and they're going to be able to get that plant down quick ASAP and in a hurry. And there you have it. The Spike is now down, and it is ticking against Cast.
The clock keeps on ticking. Boppo coming from behind, try to flank. Gets one. Can they get another one, as Zeke knows exactly where they're at? Hyplex flies up real high from the sky, and I'm not going to judge. Instead, they will, getting that elim right there.
Yeah, and not only that, but that was a big thrash that came through in order to detain at least 1, maybe even 2 of those players. And not only that, but the Spike is continuing to tick away. So Hebron, they don't even have to win these gunfights. They just have to run the Spike. And now they're able to come through and swing the limbs back into their favor. And just like that, Hebron are 1 round away from being your Valorant Grand Champions.
We don't need the mask to be sleeping on their opponent right now. They're doing the Steph Curry go to sleep thing, but you can't do that until you actually secure the victory. And honestly, if they end up not clutching this thing on, guess what I'm gonna call you? I'm gonna call you Hebron. But right now, it's Hebron right now, because they're in the driver's seat.
Oh, they definitely are. I mean, they have an 8-round lead over their opponents, and right now Mania is the top frag with 21 eliminations, going absolutely nutty here on Split, as they're going to open things up with the boom bot, goes out, instantly eliminated, and now out comes the showstopper. They're not able to connect, and they will be eliminated.
No, clutch play by Tresma, going ahead and getting Zetha too, so great job by that, snuffing out the competition. But guess what? Bongo getting a heady, getting another one right here too. Judge, can they get a 3-piece right there? The blind goes out. They are blinded, but they back away. Guess what? Trismo cleans it up. Cass says we ain't done yet.
Oh, absolutely. By all means, pop off, shout, have your fun, but you got to remember, job's still not done.
Job's not finished, as Kobe says. Job not finished. Why are you celebrating? Why are you sleeping on your opponent? Job's not finished, but at least you have money in the bank, so hey, you know,
Oh, yeah.
that's just a little bump in the road.
I was about to say, as far as economy goes, you know, they're doing a lot better than the most of us right now. So, I mean, yeah, they're fine. You know, they can take a round or two and still be able to buy for next. So I'm not really worried about them. Hebron's not worried about the economy right now. They're doing just well.
Absolutely, but now feeling a little bit better about their positioning is Cass getting full shield. Still rocking with that Judge is Boppo, but everybody else mostly vandaled out. As you see right here through the smoke, what'll happen as you see a little bit of skirmish, Boppo decided, hey, I'm gonna back it on up.
Yeah, and they're going to try and patrol mid here with the Judge. Not a bad play. And not only that, but they're also able to get rid of the cam from Cypher. Again, big play there just to hold them off from pushing Heaven. And now they know that they're going to be heading towards ropes in mid, and they should be able to funnel in. At this point in time, if I were Cast, I'd be trying to rotate back over towards ropes.
Yes, but will they do it? Let's find out. Bongo right now trying to walk away. Unfortunately, couldn't get anybody on that. Going through some of these smokes. What will Boppo do? Who was trying to be tricky the entire round, but unfortunately only a trade. As you see, Mania did it, but only one person left. It's the Cypher.
Yeah, now Minty has the spike, and you know what? They got a full sprint opportunity to head over towards the B site, and now Ropes did give away an audio cue, but I think it was just far enough to where the other two players from Cast couldn't hear it. So again, worst case scenario, they're able to get the spike down, and they get a little spike money.
You know what? A little money in the bank is not that they need it again because they're already swimming in it. But hey, the rich get richer, so why not go ahead and get some free money while you're at it? We'll see though if you can maybe clutch this thing on up. If they do, they're walking away as Texas State champs.
And you also got to keep in mind right now that Minty does have the Neuro Theft online. Let's see if they're going to put it to use. They have to find a body in order to use it, and I don't think there's any there. Already you can hear the blind fires coming from Cass. Look at Minty trying to get the read onto the Omen, not going to be able to confirm, and they're going to shift walk around. Remember, they don't have to win the Elims. All they got to do is clutch up and get the dub, and Minty is able to get the win as Hebron Varsity will be your undisputed Texas Esports State champions.
And look at that, them basking as in their glory right now. They have the whole crowd really celebrating and cheering them on. Honestly, it's not Hebron that they're playing like LeBron. Hebron winning the Valorant Varsity Undisputed Esports State Championship. What a day and what a way to cap this thing on out, Cap.
My goodness. Again, Hebron, back-to-back like Jordan 96-97. They won the Val Championship in 2023. They come back in 2024, and they win it again. The defending champs, still defending, and I can't wait to see them again next year to come back and once again defend their title in 2025.
Hey, crowd, are y'all going to get a 3-peat? Okay.
Okay. Well, there they are.
There they are. Ooh-wee.
Took a minute. That's lag right there.
That's
From up here on the desk to down there in the audience, there's a lag delay. That's
There's
what
a
that was.
lag. You know, we're a little bit tired right now, but honestly, they're acting anything but tired. Their game is anything
I mean,
but
it's only
tired as
been
well.
12 hours. Jeez.
Hey, man, it's been a long day, but honestly, all the sacrifice, the whole day pays off. Riding roller coasters, seeing their teammates be successful. Well, right now, they get to see their teammates hoist up a belt. We're going to throw it to Kelsey to cap off our Undisputed Esports State Championships. Take it away, Kels.
Maybe?
Maybe.
All right, cool. Thank you, Bordy. And we have our finalists here in second place, Cass Varsity. All right, I'm juggling so many things. And for our grand finalist, Hebron Varsity! All right. We also have your medals. All right, so if you would introduce yourselves, the new champions.
Hello, my name is Akshay. My game name is Exit.
Hi, I'm Joshua, and my in-game name is Fried.
Hi, my name is Roy, and my in-game name is Minty.
Hi, my name is PJ, and my in-game name is...
Hi, my name is Braston, and my in-game name is Ritzy.
All right, and we have these familiar faces up here, so tell me again, did we have a strategy going into this game?
Oh yeah, of course. These are some of our most formidable opponents. They made it all the way to grand finals, which is very impressive, nonetheless. So as you can see, there were some pretty close games. There were some pretty tough opponents, but yeah, there was definitely some strategy going on there.
Hebron has definitely got the champions being built out of this school. Now, your lineup, did we change it at all? Did you stick with it?
Last year we had these four, our new addition, Roy. You saw him clutch that 1v2 at the end there. He is our new addition, and he only makes our team stronger than last year.
All right, and last but not least, how does it feel to be champions?
It's wonderful as always. We're always on top. Although our roster started this victory tradition, it's glad to see that all of our rosters are beginning to continue that tradition as well. We won across multiple titles. We had our lady team, our JV team make incredible feats in this tournament today. It was overall just an incredible experience.
Thank you, and give it up for Hebron Varsity! Raise it up, champions! Bordy McBoard, Captain Soka, take it away.
And now we have the final hoist up. You know, I was saying Hebron the entire time. It's actually Hebron, but honestly, it might be him-bron because all of them were him. I know you're cringing a little bit too, but they were doing a great job the entire time. We're used to Hebron doing this, right? We expect them to be in this spot because we saw them last year, and this time they did it in a completely different rig, right? Last time they were getting these high lot shots, these clips, using that flying high up in the sky, but this time it was a little bit more controlled. Look at their opponent, right? Cass doing a great job. I know they're a little bit disappointed in themselves, but again, this is a formidable opponent that they're going against, and last time it wasn't even this close going against Hebron. They pushed them, and they pushed them well, but at the end of the day, Hebron's smart strategy ended up hoisting them the victory, just like they're hoisting up their title. That's two, and I'm not even talking about the one they got last year.
Now they got even more to add to the collection. Absolutely phenomenal performance and a great esports program coming from Hebron Varsity.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Again, you and I, we work a lot with other collegiate esports different type of organizations. And you know what I got to say, for any collegiate teams out there, this is the team that you need to keep your eye on. This is where your number one picks are going to have to come from, because again, you have universities that have really good esports programs, including University Texas Dallas, University Texas Arlington, not to mention just the University of Texas in general, Texas Tech. They all have great esports programs, and I can guarantee you they need to be paying attention to Hebron Varsity.
You know what? we were joking a little bit throughout these 2 days of broadcast. We were just like, hey, chat, clip that, clip that, clip that. Well, guess what? A lot of these highlights, you want to make sure that you're clipping it, right? As we go through the highlights of the action that we saw a little bit later on in this action, right? You see a lot of these clips, you want to save it and cherish it, right? Send it to recruiters and make sure you're getting some guapo with it as well. I'm talking about Cash Ola, scholarship money, making sure that you can continue your education, because that's what Texas is all about. It's about the kids, man. And today, tomorrow, yesterday, I'm gonna walk away feeling fulfilled because we really made an impact on a lot of young people's lives, not only from Hebron, who are walking away with championship belts, not only from Science Academy, not only from CAS, but from so many different organizations, so many different players that we've seen here today, so many people who have been on casting booths with me and with you. It's been an awesome experience, and honestly, here at Six Flags, I love to see it, man. I'm glad for these kids. They got to be here, roller coasters, but then also, too, I get a little bit of flex, too. I casted at Six Flags.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely amazing. But now let's take a look back on all of our winners today. This is the winner's circle for the 2024 Texas Undisputed Esports State Champions. And, of course, for Street Fighter 6, we had CC take home the grand final. For Overwatch 2, it was Hebron Varsity. And then for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it was Crackshot. And then in Valorant, of course, who else? Hebron Varsity. And then for Rocket League, we have Prosper High School. Mario Kart 8, it was the Revving Roses. And then Apex Legends, we had Stafford Gold. And then for Fortnite, it was Wiley. So those are all of our champions that we had all across 9 titles throughout the weekend.
And remember, over 1,000 students that were here. It's crazy to see how far they traveled. Again, up to 606 miles away. And thank you so much for joining alongside, not only for these crowning ceremonies, but also for the hype as well. Again, this is TechStuff, and we would not be here without our wonderful sponsors that made sure that this event was possible. Again, making sure that we're having a good time with Next Level Racing, Intel Plus Lenovo, iShoney, ViewSonic Gaming, Texas Army National Guard, CLX, LandFest, Data Projections, Blade Versus. If you're wondering why I'm talking like that, it's because we're dancing, because, guys, we've got to the end of the road, and now it's time to close it on up. And guess what? We're all winners. We're all throwing up our trophies, because guess what? Even if you didn't walk away with one of these or one of those belts, hey, you joined us alongside the action. It's such a beautiful event and such a nice time to be with you, Cap.
Oh, what I love it. Even though this is just like a caster participation medal for us, I still am going to cherish it, because there's never been an event as a commentator where I have been given anything. I've got a medal.
I feel special right now.
I do feel special.
And you know who else is special? All the production staff that made sure that we were here. Shout out to our director. Shout out to all our runners. Shout out to all our production crew to make sure that this event was possible. This was the 2024 Undisputed Texas Esports State Championship. I'm boarding board. That's Captain Atsoka. What a lovely 2 days. We'll run it back next year. See ya back then.